Hello everyone, welcome to Zur week number 5. He is in the Watcher's Grave on Nessus, up in this big old tree. It's Friday the 13th, y'all, and he's got a very scary inventory. The weapon of the week. Everyone's favorite. Fighting Lion. Yes, the shield-ripping, one grenade holding energy launcher Fighting Lion is widely regarded as one of the worst exotics in the game. When used in a way that I think it's actually supposed to be used, I don't think it's as awful as everyone says that it is. You shoot a grenade, you swap to kinetic, you get the kill, you swap back to Lion, you shoot, rinse, repeat. The issue is that it's probably more work than it's worth to a lot of people. Now, I'll admit I haven't used this in high-end content like the Nightfall or the Raid, but the Raid doesn't have that many shielded enemies, and they aren't lethal enough to really warrant a weapon specifically focused for ripping off their shields. I think if this thing gets some sort of a buff, maybe another grenade in the magazine, does a bit more damage, that would help it out. But right now, I don't think you really need to own this. Hunters, you're getting Knucklehead Radar. The main perk lets you keep your radar active when aiming your weapon, or aiming in general. This previously outclassed exotic in Destiny 1 is now actually pretty good for PvP. The radar in Destiny 2 is a lot slower to return from aiming and blinking and all that, so that makes this effect much more valuable, and you can't get it on a weapon anymore, which makes it even more important for this exotic specifically. If you're someone who finds themselves monitoring your radar very frequently, then I think this is at least worth trying out. I wouldn't bother with this for PvE at all, though. It's not really going to give you the power increase that you're looking for, but for PvP, it's subclass neutral, it works with all weapons. I say go for it. Foe Tracer is also a contender for PvP.
Construction project. Their persistence is inspiring.
Yeah, okay. Failsafe, I'm trying to do Zur video here. Foe Tracer is also a contender for PvP. Maybe more in the competitive modes where you have more of those kind of sort of 1v1 situations, or knowing where specifically someone is much more important. But Knucklehead also works there as well for trying to watch your flanks. Titans. You are getting the Peacekeepers, where submachine guns are reloaded when stowed and they ready instantly. The reload is not instant, so you can't just YY cancel your reloads, but it is pretty quick. It's maybe about a second or two, and that means you can very realistically use 2 submachine guns and never have to reload them. You just swap back and forth between the two. That aspect's pretty nice, and for non-Nightfall or raid activities, just messing around and whatever, public events, whatever you're doing. Solid, very solid for you SMG enthusiasts. In content where you actually need to try, so PvP, Trials, Nightfall, Raid, you're probably going to want a more balanced loadout, and obviously if that doesn't include an SMG, well, you're not going to use these. If you're only using one, I don't think it has nearly as much value. I don't know if I'm really going to use my exotic slot just for one weapon. They're not bad. They're not top tier unless you're using dual SMGs, in which case I think they definitely get a bump up. Warlocks, you are getting Wings of Sacred Dawn, aka the Korean MMO Warlock robes, where you hover in midair when you aim, and precision hits keep you there longer. In PvP, in PvP, I hit my hand. I promise that people will catch onto the fact that you have these robes on, and after the first or second time that they get caught by them, they will pay much greater attention to you. The fact that you can't move at all makes you a sitting duck in midair, and that makes you very susceptible to enemy fire. A skilled player will be able to do some really cool things with these robes, a lot of outplaying other players. But if you're not ready to put in some time to really get the most out of them and practice with them and learn where they're good and bad, they're probably not going to be worth it. PvE, kind of the same thing. I don't really like exotics that do a thing for PvE, especially something like this, because those things don't generally give you a power increase. They just let you do something differently. Now, if that's what you're looking for, or maybe you have something that lets you do more damage or do something cool while you're in the air, great. But otherwise, I would stick to something that actually gives you some sort of a power increase. That is going to do it for... Am I dying? I'm dead! Alright, well... I'm not going to end this video without our swoop. That's going to do it for Xur, week number 5. Going to go back to here. There we go. I feel better now. Sorry about no video on Thursday. I had something I wanted to try to make into a video. Didn't really work out the way I wanted it to, so now I'm working on some other things. Prestige Raid Guide, if necessary, will be out as soon as possible after it is released on the 18th. Got a couple more commentaries coming up with regards to the whole, one of them's going to be on the whole token system in place with Iron Banner. Maybe it'll just be a thing on Iron Banner. I'm not sure how I'm going to angle it just yet. And then I want to start working on exotic tier lists for armor and weapons before PC comes out, or around when PC comes out. And just a heads up, I may be putting out a couple of videos when PC launches that might seem obvious to all of you. They're going to be specifically for new players, so if you see that kind of content, that's why. Otherwise, just going to be working on some more stuff over the weekend. I might slow down on the thoughts video after this next one that I'm going to do, because I don't want to feel like I keep extending the circle jerk, because comments kind of start to get a little circle jerky, and probably because I'm running out of stuff to have thoughts on. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. Have a great weekend, and I'll see y'all next time.